had a couple of questions. I never went back and showed how to strain out the goldenrod tincture, and I apologize for that. I don't have goldenrod tincture to strain out right now, but I do have some borage, so it works the same, just a different plant, different tincture. What I use, glass jar, label with what's going to be in it, ring. You can either use a piece of cheesecloth or a coffee filter. If I was doing a heavier, for a salve, or if it had glycerin in it, I'd use a burlap bag that I've made and then squeeze it out that way. I just brought it so I could show you. I won't be using that. I'm going to use the jar. When you use a cheesecloth or you use a coffee filter, you just gently make a little bowl or a cup that goes down in. Fold this around the edges, take the ring and go around it and just tighten it on. That holds the coffee filter in place so it doesn't come out. And then this is the borage tincture that I've made. And you just pour it in, and it's just like coffee letting through, except you're not going to get the grounds. Well, you're not going to get the borage leaves. It's not a rush process. I will forewarn you about that. Even if you're just dealing with alcohol itself, this so far just has alcohol in it. And so it's going to pour rather quickly into the jar. Let's see if I can show you. It does come in rather quickly, but it still takes a little time. It doesn't look like I have that cover quite on there, but it's all good. It's a beautiful thing. I hope everybody's doing well. We've had some really rough weather here lately, and now it's starting to turn off cold, but the sun's coming out, so what the wetness was that we've had for the past few days, I'm hoping will dry off. Now remember though, it's very important that you don't just put your jars after you strain them out back up on your apothecary shelf. Make sure you put a label on them, put the date. This is something that I grow in my back garden, and I have to plant it every year. It doesn't seem to want to return. I don't know if it's just too cold back there because I live up on a mountain or what. I know other people that it comes back. Mine I have to replant every year. But so I always mark where I get it from. Every soil's different. And I get results from my family and my friends on how this helps them. Any of my either foraged or homegrown items, I always say exactly where they come from on the label. So that way, if I have a couple of people that are like, wow, that worked better than the last batch, I can go back and reference and go, that came from there. I wonder what's in that soil, and pay closer attention, It's really just this simple. Not rocket science. It's really, really easy. Like I said, you can even put a piece of cheesecloth on the top if you want to. When you get down to the biggest part of the plant matter, you're going to push it into that coffee filter, or get another coffee filter and just kind of give it a squeeze so that it all comes out. You can do it in a bigger jar. You can do it in a smaller jar. You can do it in a bowl. I know, let me see if I've got one right here. I do. When I'm working with like heavy heavy tinctures or oils that I'm using, I use a lot of bear fat, and so bear fat is hard to cut through because it solids up really quick. So typically I will pour it through. This is just a coffee filter, I think, from Dollar General or Dollar Tree. I just pour it through, and then I use this bag and squeeze, or a bag like it. I haven't used that one, but a bag like it to squeeze through. A little dusty down there. I guess I need to get underneath my apothecary bench. There isn't a whole lot left out there to forage right now. If you have a black walnut tree around, the nuts are ready to pull in. I'm working on a batch of black walnut tincture right now. It's beautiful. I use that for a lot of things. I also will do those, infuse that. Take some of that alcohol, that tincture, and mix it with some water distilled water, and I use it on as a spray on some of my journal papers and stuff to give it that nice old rustic look. Now I gotta try to get the cover off. I screwed it on the wrong way, so it doesn't want to come off. Ta-da! Got her off. So then, see that? All you're going to do is squeeze. And any plant matter that you have left in there, that's why I put rubber gloves on too. Any plant matter you have left in there is going to stay trapped on the inside of this coffee filter or cheesecloth or muslin bag, anything you make, anything you use. See it? It's just that simple. Now, if I'm doing large batches of different things, I have a big press that I use, and that is more work than this, believe it or not. I have to constantly sit there and tighten it down, but I love it. It also saves a lot of time. All right, guys. You know what? I'm going to squeeze the rest of this out right into this bag and show you how it works. Probably should have done that in the first place. It's a whole lot quicker, but I usually only use the bags for oils. You can at least see how that works too. And that it makes it possible for you to get every little bit, because believe it or not, there's still a lot in that plant matter that it's holding on to, you know. She don't want to give it all up to you easy. You got to work for it. She spent a lot of time growing it. It says you can have it, but you're going to have to do a little work for it. And then everything stays in there, and this is nice and clean. Just like that. It's a beautiful thing. All right, guys, I hope you got something out of this video. I at least got some borage tincture put up. Just that simple. All right. If you're a subscriber, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you have subscribed to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and click that. It'll give you notifications when I have a new video come out. And if you enjoyed this video, got anything out of it, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to pass along the video. By clicking on the thumbs up, you're putting my video into the algorithm of YouTube, and it tells them that, oh, Tammy might have something that people are interested in. So lets more people see it. All right, see you in the next video.